we're getting the audio on this right now. I just sent it up there to Cookie. Biden is out there, folks. Where was he? He's in, he's in Danville, Virginia. Snurdly, get this. The rest of you. Biden. Joe Bite Me, Vice President of the United States, is in Danville, Virginia. Got an audience that it says here a clear population of minorities, which, for those of you in Rio Linda, means there's some black people in the crowd. And Biden says Romney wants to, he said in the first 100 days, he's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. He's going to unchain Wall Street. They're going to put y'all back in chains. Joe Biden told a bunch of black people in a campaign appearance, and by the way, hardly anybody's showing up. Biden drew 660 people yesterday in Iowa, wherever he was. By the way, the Obama campaign is sending out emails, internal emails, to each other. They are distressed at the size of the crowd turnout for Ryan and Romney, separately and together. They're very worried about it. So anyway, Biden's out there. Yeah, they're going to put you all back in chains. We're working on the audio now. I just sent it up there. How are you, folks? It's great to have you here. Rush Limbaugh at 800-282-2882. And the email address, lrushbo@eibnet.com. Are you sick and tired yet hearing how Paul Ryan wants to kill Medicare? You know what's going to kill Medicare is Medicare. Medicare is going to eat itself. Medicare is going to implode if something isn't done about it. Unless somebody does something to save it. And I'll tell you, I had a thought develop yesterday when we were discussing the $700 billion that Obama cuts from Medicare. It's not just that he took $700 billion from Medicare. He put that $700 billion elsewhere. Obama is robbing Medicare. Obama is the guy that's robbing money from Medicare. 700. By the time it's all said and done, when you factor interest over the number of years, you could accurately say that Obama is taking $1 trillion out of Medicare and putting it elsewhere in Obamacare. As an accounting, well, it's not just an accounting move, it's a real transfer of money in order to keep the overall reported cost down. And I remember yesterday having so much trouble convincing people of this because the meme is out there that Ryan's budget cuts Medicare. And I want to apologize for being so frustrated with Mr. Snurdly, but he was really stupid yesterday. Normally, I say it to him a couple times and he understands it, but the whole show yesterday was frowning at me like I was speaking a foreign language because he was so wedded to the idea that the Ryan budget cuts Medicare. And he was so scared that we're going to get creamed on that. And I said, no, the Ryan budget doesn't cut Medicare. Nobody over 55 has anything different happen to them. And if you're under 55, you get to choose to stay in the current Medicare program or choose something else. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I saw Debbie Blabbermouth-Schultz on with Wolf Blitzer, who took her to school on this. Debbie Blabbermouth-Schultz, just as Rachel Maddow on Sunday, Meet the Press, Rich Lowry, played you those sound bites, she did not have an answer for the proposition that Obama is cutting $700 billion out of Medicare. She didn't have an answer. All she could say to Lowry's question about it was, well, I'm not running for anything. Part of me, when I heard that clip, we played it yesterday, when I heard it, part of me said, she may not know. She may not know. If Bo Snerdley, who is as informed as anybody except me or I on these things, if Bo Snerdley thinks that Ryan cuts $500 billion from Medicare, then certainly every Democrat believes it, because why does anybody believe Ryan cuts $500? Because that's what the Democrats say. So I'm thinking maybe Rachel Maddow doesn't even know. Not that she's lying, not that she was trying to cover up getting caught. She was stymied because she really didn't know. It may have been the first time that she heard that Obamacare cut $700 billion out of Medicare. Then I saw Debbie Blabbermouth-Schultz on Wolf Blitzer, and she didn't know. Now, with Debbie, you don't know if she didn't know or she's lying about it or a combination of the two. But I began to wonder, all these television Democrats, all these so-called Democrat strategists, they may not know. They may not know what Obamacare has done to them. They may not know that they have an indefensible position. They live off of a playbook that's very simple. Republicans equal what? Starving kids, cutting Social Security, kicking the elderly out of their homes. They believed it. They have uttered this by rote for so many decades that they just believe it. Conservative Republican equals cuts. It's almost robotic. And when you hit them with, no, Ryan doesn't cut any money out of Obama, 700, they're floored. They don't have any idea what to do. It's almost as like Rachel Maddow and this babe Debbie Blabbermouth-Schultz are hearing it for the first time. I'll have the soundbite coming up for you here in just a second. Then, after thinking that, I ran into a piece at National Review Online by a man by the name of Yuval Levin, who has co-written things with Pete Wehner, who's my friend, who worked with Rove in the Bush while. By the way, Pete just announced, I knew this weeks ago. I was sworn to secrecy on this, but I knew it weeks ago. But he announced yesterday he's joining the Romney campaign. And he worked with Paul Ryan at Empower America with Bill Bennett and Jack Kemp back in the 90s. That stuff matters. Bill Bennett and Kemp were great mentors to these guys. It demonstrates that it's important where you go to school, who your mentors are. Anyway, Yuval Levin has this piece at National Review, Obamacare changed everything. And listen to this paragraph. I don't think Axelrod and Maddow were just setting out to lie exactly. It's worse than that. Listening to them, it seemed as if they really hadn't realized until now the situation that they were in. They're used to a certain order of things on Medicare, and they haven't stopped to grasp what Obamacare has done to them. They assume that it must be true that Republicans want to cut benefits and Democrats want to keep them. But it isn't true, not anymore. You can see that panicked realization slowly rising. That's exactly what I thought. And with Debbie Blabbermouth-Schultz, the same thing. So then I began to think, what an opportunity this is. These people, we know they've been lying to us. Now they're lying to themselves. They are in a perfect position from our standpoint to be embarrassed. I think one of the greatest things that's happening here, that one of the most positive effects of the selection of Paul Ryan in this campaign, we are already talking more about the issues. And we are double down serious, double down truthful on Medicare, the economy. We're not talking about personalities anymore. We're not talking about Romney and his steel worker's wife being murdered and all that. And we're not even talking about Obama's person. We're talking about root ideas. Now, I also have to admit, folks, if you'd have told me 20 years ago that in my 25th year on this program, Medicare would be one of the prime topics, I would have told you, well, then I won't have anybody listening to my show. if that's what I'm talking about. Because if I'm talking 25 years, if I'm talking about Medicare, Social Security, you know what that means? I'm finished. And now look what's happened. It has effervesced. It has bubbled up to the top, and it is because of the situation we're all in, the situation the country is in, and what the future portends if we get this wrong. I'm sitting here in stunned amazement over a lot of these things. But the idea, think about the idea that Rachel Maddow and Debbie Blabber don't know. And I'm by the way, that is entirely believable to me. That these people don't really know. Now, I'm not trying to say that they are innocent dupes. They are Marxists. They're leftists. They have every desire for what Obama's doing to happen. I'm not trying to excuse them. What I'm saying is these people live in their own created universe where they are elites. They, in their own minds, are smarter than everybody. And the same thing with the media. And look how stupid they are. Look how really ignorant and sheltered from what real life is in this country they are. And it's probably the case for many elite liberals, media, high-ranking Democrats. They're low-information flacks. They are the opposite of what their PR or the buzz or the image of them is. And now they're out there defending something that isn't true, that they are just now awakening to the fact that they really can't defend this. And now they're going to have to start lying again purposefully and trying to become even more effective in their lies. They are stupid and smug about it. And I'm telling you, it's a golden opportunity for us here, provided I'm not the only one who thinks this. Here's some more Yuval Levin. See, the Democrats, folks, are stuck in this play. They never have to defend their ideology. They never have to discuss their ideology. They always hide it. They camouflage it. That's why they say things that are distractions. That's why they lie about who they are and what they believe. Because they cannot discuss their ideology. Their ideology is represented only by 20%, 25% of the population. They genuinely are a real minority. They can't. We've discussed this. They can't be honest about what they really believe. They can't be honest about what they intend. So they live a lie. They lie about what they are, who they are, what they want to do, and as such, they never discuss their ideology. But that doesn't work now. They're going to have to discuss it, only they haven't realized that. Here's Yuval Levin starting his piece. Watching some of the Sunday shows yesterday, reading the usual suspects online, I was struck by how even knowledgeable liberals still don't understand what Obamacare's done to them. They have a sense that health care is no longer a good issue for them, that it might have cost them the 2010 election and will hurt in 2012, but they have not grasped that Medicare is also no longer their issue. And by the way, 2010 was all about health care. It was all about Obamacare, and it was a slam dunk landslide defeat for them. And what's changed? Nothing. But they lie to themselves. 2002 midterms. A shock. Bush held on to a majority in the House. They couldn't understand why. The exit poll said, well, values voters were really concerned about cultural rot. So everybody was shocked. So the Democrats are 2 weeks, we'll see what the exit polls are, and we're going to really reconnect with people on the value. For 2 weeks they said it, and then it was bye-bye. This becomes evident in part when you consider the arguments the Democrats naturally fall back upon regarding Medicare. They're just false now. So when Axelrod on CNN refers to Congressman Ryan's idea that we should turn Medicare into a voucher program, shifting thousands of dollars ultimately onto the backs of seniors, that's simply a lie. Ryan's actual Medicare proposal doesn't shift costs to seniors. It doesn't do anything that they're saying. But they believe that it does. Or else they know and they're just lying to their teeth, and both options are possible. But I'm telling you that evidence I've seen, I think some of these people are deer in the headlight eyes situation. They naturally believe in the superiority of their ideas. They naturally believe in the fact that they're the ones with compassion, that they're the only ones who care about old people, they're the only ones who care about the poor. And all of a sudden, they're hit between the eyes with the fact that their Messiah is the guy that's cut $700 billion out of Medicare. It's their guy who's taking money away from seniors. It's their guy who's robbing grandma. It's their guy pushing grandma over the cliff in a wheelchair, not Paul Ryan. And I'm telling you, they now they got to go on television and now openly, knowingly lie when they know that we all know they're lying and can disprove what they're saying. And I think this is a new place for them. I got to take a brief time. Oh, grab somebody 24 very quickly. I want to squeeze this in before the break. Here's Bite Me. I want you to hear the bite. This is what he said. This is in Danville, Virginia this morning.
They've said it. Every Republican's voted for it. Look at what they value and look at their budget and what they're proposing. Romney wants to he said in the first 100 days, he's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
Gotta take a break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere, folks.
He doesn't hold